Okay, so students, last class we have finished gated T latch and gated SR latch. That completes latch topic. That is what the topics latch, only SR and gated D latch you have in your syllabus. So now today let us move on to the next topic, which is very important, that is flip-flop, which is another type of another method how we store one bit information. Correct? So in your syllabus they have directly started with master slave SRM, master slave flip-flops, thinking that you have learned your flip-flop basics in your basic electronics. You have learned all flip-flops, everything in your even master slave flip-flop also you have learned in your basic electronics. So flip-flops they have not given in the syllabus, but without the flip-flop basics we cannot design the whatever counters or registers we have. So let me just revise the flip-flop topic, then I will start with master slave flip-flops. So flip-flops, again one bit storage memory element. So in this we have four types: SR, okay, JK, T, D. SR, JK, T flip-flop and D flip-flop. So I will give you a circuit which is common for all SR, JK, T, D and with slight modification. So I will be giving you the circuit of flip-flops using NAND gates. So in your textbook, if you are referring any of the textbook, if you are comfortable with any other flip-flop circuits can be implemented using NOR gate, NAND gate, like that you will find different circuits with different gates. So if you study any of the circuits, you can even write that. But sometimes in the exam they clearly they specify write the SR flip-flop circuit diagram using NAND gate, write T flip-flop circuit diagram using NAND gate. In that case, whatever the gate they will give, using that gate suitable circuit has to be written for flip-flops. So but here, to explain the concept of flip-flops, I will be giving the circuit for SR, JK, T, D flip-flop using NAND gate. Okay. So first let us take down SR flip-flop. You know what is flip-flop, you know what is the difference between SR latch. Already we have studied SR latch. We also know the functional table of SR latch, correct? But how it is different from SR flip-flop? Only the extra input we have here is clock. Otherwise, the function table of SR latch remains same as SR flip-flop. Okay? So we'll discuss. So first type is SR flip-flop. So SR flip-flop, look at the circuit. SR latch, we have designed SR latch using NOR gate. So now, as I said, all the flip-flop circuit I will be giving in NAND gates, using NAND gates. So instead of NOR gate, I will be going for NAND gate. NAND gate. Okay. So I'll start from here so that I can complete all the four flip-flops. So I'll start with SR. So NAND gate. So here we get Q plus or Q plus bar. I'll just write Q bar. And these are the two inputs we have. The other input will be from the previous outputs. Okay. So now, because this is, if you replace this by NOR gate and if you call this as S, this as R, this is nothing but your SR latch using NOR gate. But now SR flip-flop, we are writing the circuit for SR flip-flop. Okay. So now look at SR flip-flop, which is the one more input we have, clock. So to give clock input, we have to go for two more NAND gates here. Two more NAND gates. Okay. So look at the circuit carefully. So now this is the output here, this is the output here. And now I call this input as S and I will call this as R. And I will give one common input to both the NAND gates, that is the clock signal, clock input. Hope you can see the circuit, correct? So that is the clock signal. Is it clear? So this circuit you already know. This is same as your basic bistable element. Instead of NOT gate, we have NAND gate, that's all. SR latch, we had NOR gate. Here, since I am writing the circuit of flip-flops using NAND gates, I have used only NAND gates. So this is your clock input, which is very important. So logic symbol will be, how will be the logic symbol of SR flip-flop? This side I will be writing the inputs, SR clock, correct? And this side it is output Q bar. As I said in the online class, there is one more way of writing the logic diagram. You can even write Q but you can put a bubble over here. This is also one more way of writing the logic diagram. So this is Q and this is Q bar. Okay. So if you are comfortable with this Q bar, you can write only this. Right. So this is the logic diagram, the circuit diagram. Function table S, R, clock, Q plus bar. You can add one more, state. So what is that? If clock is 0, whatever input you give SR, what is the output we get? Same as previous state. Correct? So Q. Correct? So now, if clock is high, if you are giving clock, S0, R0, previous state. You should remember the function table of all the flip-flops. So giving clock pulse, if you give S as 0, R as 1, R is 1, so reset 0. Okay, again clock pulse 1, 0, S is 1, so set 1, 1, giving clock pulse. It is called as what? Metastable state. So X I can write. Metastable state. Okay, what is this? Q plus bar is just the complement of this. You can write Q bar 0, here it is 1, 1, 0, again it is metastable state. So this is the function table of SR flip-flop. The logic diagram, the logic symbol and the function table. SR flip-flop. So 0, 0, previous state. 0, 1, reset. 1, 0, set. 1, 1, metastable state. That means I cannot use SR flip-flop for 1, 1 condition. So that is one of the disadvantage of SR flip-flop. So in order to overcome this, in order to use the flip-flop even in the case when S is 1, R is 1, we have designed the next circuit, that is JK flip-flop. So JK flip-flop can be used, designed mainly for this condition. Since SR flip-flop cannot be used when S is 1, R is 1, we thought of modifying the same circuit and using it when both the inputs are 1. So next we have the next flip-flop, that is JK flip-flop. So I'll just keep Q column, that is enough. Okay, so next we have JK. So this is SR and next we have JK flip-flop. So JK flip-flop, the circuit, to write the circuit, you just write the SR flip-flop. Same SR flip-flop circuit, I'll rewrite it here because we'll be modifying the same circuit to get JK. So I'll write the same circuit here. Okay, so we have 2 NAND gates. Right, we have 2 NAND gates. So this is the output here. I mean, incomplete. We have 4 NAND gates, correct? Okay, so this is Q and this is Q bar. So this is S and this is R and one common input, that is control input clock. Now, what is the modification that we have to do in SR flip-flop? So look at the connection. The modification that you have to do is connect one more input to the first NAND gate. To the first NAND gate, connect one more input, that is from Q bar. You connect Q bar to the first NAND gate. So first NAND gate 3 input. Similarly for the second, for the lower NAND gate, connect it from Q. Okay. So how many input for these two first level NAND gates? 3 inputs. One is Q bar. You can call this as now J. It is not SR now, it is JK flip-flop. So what are the inputs for the first NAND gate? J, Q bar, clock. Okay. Clock. So for this it is clock, K and from Q. Okay, got it? You just have to remember you need not have to by heart or practice SR flip-flop. That circuit is also very simple. This is just the bistable element with a NAND gate, and the first level NAND gates we have added to give the clock pulse, to give the control input. Same circuit we have modified by giving one more inputs for both the first level NAND gates. This is from Q bar and this is from Q. Okay, so logic symbol will be, what are the inputs we have? J, K, clock. The inputs are J, K, clock, Q, Q bar are the outputs. Now let us write the function table. So function table J, K, clock, Q plus bar, state. Okay, J, K, clock, Q plus bar, state. Okay, Okay. So JK clock Q plus bar state. So if clock is 0, whatever input you give, it is previous state. Correct? Previous state. So if you are giving the clock pulse J0, K0, and I have to tell one more thing. JK flip-flop works same as SR flip-flop except for one condition. We have designed JK just to eliminate this condition, metastable state. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, JK flip-flop is same as SR. 0, 0. SR is what? Previous state, right? So previous state. 0, 1. What is SR flip-flop? 0, 1. Reset. So 0. Reset. 1, 0. Set. 1, 1. 1, 1. SR flip-flop truth table is what? For 1, 1. It is metastable state. So we have designed JK flip-flop to eliminate this condition. Okay. So for 1, 1, what is the output of JK? JK flip-flop output next state is the complement of previous state. Try to understand. See, I'll take this example. When J is 0, K is 0, next state is the same as previous state. Next state is same as previous state. So I have written Q here. When J is 1, K is 1, next state is the complement of previous state. That means I have to write here Q bar. That means if your previous state is 0, when you give J as 1, K as 1, next state will be 1. Complement of previous state. If your previous state is 1, when you give J as 1, K as 1, now the next state of the flip-flop will be 0, the complement of previous state. So, since the next state is the complement of previous state, we tell when J is 1, K is 1 and when clock is high, the state of the flip-flop is toggling state. Toggle state. So, generally it's a Viva question in your lab or it's a, very general thing that you have to know for a JK flip-flop. The difference between SR flip-flop and JK flip-flop is JK flip-flop, SR flip-flop works same except for the condition 1, 1. When S is 1, R is 1, it is metastable state. But JK, when J is 1, K is 1, we call the state as toggle state. That means next state is the complement of previous state. That is very important. Okay. Again, that is one of the disadvantage of JK flip-flop. Hence, we have the master-slave flip-flops. See, if the output is continuously toggling, again that is one of the disadvantage. So that state is again undesirable. So what we do is, in order to eliminate this, we have the next flip-flop, that is master-slave flip-flops. Okay, we'll discuss. So now this is the function table of JK flip-flop. So what is Q plus bar? Complement of this column. Q bar, 1, 0, Q. Because next state is Q bar, so complement of that will be Q. So this is the function table, logic diagram and the logic symbol of JK flip-flop. So SR flip-flop, JK flip-flop, next we have D flip-flop. Next we have D flip-flop. Again you write the same SR flip-flop circuit diagram. This is SR flip-flop circuit? No. You write the same. What modifications you have to do with this is, you just have only one input, that is D. You have only one input, that is D. So what you have to do is, you have to short S and R through a NOT gate. This is S and this is R. Short these through a NOT gate. So now this will work as your D flip-flop. D flip-flop. So what will be the logic diagram? How many inputs we have? We have only one, D, and clock. Of course, clock is common for all the flip-flops. Clock. So function table. We have D, clock, Q plus bar. Correct? D, clock, Q plus bar. Again, if clock is 0, if you are not giving clock, whatever the input you give, next state is previous state only. Next state is previous state. Now you give clock, you give D 0. Look at the function table of D flip-flop. Look at the function table of D flip-flop. If you are giving D as 0, next state is also 0. If you are giving D as 1, next state is also 1. Very simple. Hence D flip-flop is called as data flip-flop. Next state is same as input. If you give D as 0, next state is 0. That means if you are giving D as 0, flip-flop will store 0. If you are giving D as 1, flip-flop will store 1. So because of this function table, in all the registers, only D flip-flops will be used. This is one of the advantage of D flip-flop. Registers, what are registers? Registers are nothing but flip-flops can store only one bit information, whereas if you have to store more than one bit information, you have to go for registers. In registers, you find only D flip-flops. Okay, lab, as I said in the online class, lab, you can notice that when you design registers, you will be using D flip-flops in your lab, DST lab. Okay. So D0 flip-flop will store 0. D1 flip-flop will store 1. And what is Q plus bar? This complement. Q bar 1 0. Right? So this is the logic diagram, logic symbol, function table of D flip-flop. SR flip-flop, JK flip-flop same. 0 0 previous state. 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 SR flip-flop undefined. JK flip-flop toggles. Q bar. D flip-flop D0. Flip-flop will store 0. D1 flip-flop will store 1. So it's called as data flip-flop. So this is the third flip-flop we have. And next and the last type of flip-flop we have is T flip-flop. T flip-flop. So let me explain T flip-flop with the same circuit diagram. I'll erase this. So for T flip-flop, you again write the SR flip-flop circuit only. So let me explain T. You again write the same SR flip-flop. To write T, you can again write the same SR. This is S and this is R, right? So what did we do for D? We connected S and R through a NOT gate. But for T, what you do is, you just connect S and R. Short. No NOT gate, nothing. So this is what? T. Okay. Okay, so function table, this will be T. Fine. Clock, Q plus bar. So again, if clock is 0, whatever the input you give, previous state. So this is common for all the flip-flops. When you are not giving clock input, flip-flop will hold the same previous bit. No change in the flip-flop state. It holds the same previous bit as the next state. So now, look at the function table of T flip-flop. T flip-flop is also called as toggle flip-flop. Look at the function table. Many of you will get confused here. Since T flip-flop is called as toggle flip-flop, for every input you are going to toggle it, but that is not the actual function table of T flip-flop. See, look at here. If T is 0, please be very attentive. If T is 0, okay, toggle input is 0. Next state is same as previous state. Okay, next state is same as previous state. If T is 0, if your T input is 0, next state will be same as previous state. No change in the flip-flop state. If T is 1, next state is the complement of previous state. So, flip-flop output toggles only when T is 1. If you are giving T as 0, no change in the flip-flop state. If you are giving T as 1, it toggles. So, here is Q bar, here is Q. So, this is previous state. This is also previous state, toggles. Okay, complement of previous state. So, this is T flip-flop. Again, see, I did not explain, I did not analyze the circuit of all the 4 flip-flops. You can just try giving T as 0. Just check what happens to the output. Assume Q as 0, Q bar as 1. Assume Q as 1, Q bar, both the conditions you check. You can analyze the circuit, definitely you will get this function table. But every time, as I said, you cannot analyze the circuit. Every time when you go for your design of counters or sequential circuits, any sequential circuits, you cannot analyze the flip-flop circuit and write the function table. So you have to remember the function table. Remembering function table of all the 4 types of flip-flop is not difficult. SR is same as JK except for 1 1. D, it is very simple. If you give whatever the D input you give, same flip-flop state will be same. D0, it stores 0. D1, it stores 1. T flip-flop, if you give T as 0, it stores the same previous bit. If you give T as 1, the output will be the complement of previous state. Okay, so you are going to use T and D flip-flop in the next sequential circuits. So this will be more, you can remember the function table very easily. Okay, so these are the 4 types of flip-flops we have. So next we have master slave SR flip-flop. So we'll start with master slave SR flip-flop. Okay. So now let us take down master slave SR flip-flop. And before I explain what is master slave SR flip-flop, See, in flip-flops we have 4 types, SR, JK, T and T, and all the flip-flops can be categorized into again 2 types. One is pulse triggered flip-flops and edge triggered flip-flops. Pulse triggered flip-flops and edge triggered flip-flops. So what is the meaning of pulse triggered flip-flops and edge triggered flip-flops? To explain that, I have written the waveform here. Okay, so just have a look at the waveform. So this is the clock pulse. I have taken an example of SR flip-flop. So SR flip-flop, T flip-flop, D flip-flop, JK flip-flop can be either pulse triggered or edge triggered. What is pulse triggered is, see, your flip-flops will be triggered for the entire clock pulse. On period of the clock will trigger the flip-flop. That means your flip-flop output changes for this entire pulse. That means you keep changing the value of S and R. When clock is high, output of the flip-flop will change. Similarly, when clock is high, flip-flops will be triggered. So here I have taken an example of SR. So when clock is 0, listen very carefully. When clock is 0, it holds the same previous bit, right? SR flip-flop function table you have. When clock is 0, it holds the same previous bit. So what is previous? Previous bit, let me assume here as 0. I will assume previous bit as 0. I will assume previous bit as 0. Okay, I will assume previous bit as 0. Now here clock has become 1. Now here clock has become 1. So now you have to track S and R. What is S here? 1, 0. So 1, 0. What is the output? 1. SR flip-flop function table you have to remember. S is 1, R is 0. 1. So flip-flop output will be 1. Flip-flop output will be 1. So till here it is 1. Because S is 1, R is 0. Still the clock is high. S has become 0 here. Clock is still high. But S has become 0. So 0, R is what? R is 0 only. So 0, 0, what is the output? 0, 0, SR flip-flop. Next state is same as the previous state. What is previous state here? 1. So what is next state? As soon as S becomes 0, R becomes 0, next state is same as previous state. Again it is 1. Again it is 1. So you have to see the input change until this clock pulse 1. 0, 0. So till here it is 0, 0 only. So next state is same as previous state. Correct. Now when clock is 0, what is next state? Same as previous state only. No, when clock is 0, when you are giving clock as high, then only the output changes with respect to input. If clock is 0, you need not check the inputs because output is same as previous state. Again clock is high here. Again clock is high. So now S is 0, R is 1. So 0, 1, 0, 1, what is the output? 0, 0, 1, the output is 0. So now clock is high. S is 0 but R became 1. So now the output will change from 1 to 0 because 0, 1, the output is 1. Like this, you have to check the output for the entire clock pulse. That is pulse triggered. Pulse, for the entire pulse, flip-flops will be triggered. But we have one more, that is edge triggered flip-flops. Edge triggered means for a clock we will be having 2 edge. One is positive edge or the raising edge where the clock is raising from 0 to 1. Clock is moving from 0 to 1. So this is called as raising edge. And this edge is called as falling edge where clock is moving from high to low. This is called as positive edge or raising edge. This is called as falling edge or negative edge. Falling edge or negative edge. So we have, again edge trigger, we have 2 types. Positive edge trigger or negative edge trigger. Positive edge triggered or negative edge triggered. So now assume SR flip-flop is positive edge triggered. Positive edge triggered. That means flip-flop output will change only at the positive edge of the clock. Which are the positive edge? This is positive edge. This is positive edge. This is positive edge. This is positive edge. So flip-flop's outputs will change only at the positive edge of the clock. So at this positive edge, what is S? 1. What is, only you have to see the input at this edge. When clock is 0, output is same as previous state. I will assume previous state as 0, so now also it is 0. Now at this edge, what is S? 1. What is R? 0. 1, 0. What is the output? What is next state? S is 1, R is 0. Next state is 1. SR flip-flop function table. 1, 0, 1. So output is 1. Next, you don't look at the input till the next positive edge. Till the next positive edge, output will be 1 only. At this edge, you see, S is 0, R is 1. What is the output? 0. So now it will become 0. Again, don't look at the inputs till the next positive edge. At this edge, you see, what is S? 1. What is R? 0. 1, 0. What is the output? 1. Again, don't look at the inputs till the next positive edge like this. This is positive edge triggered. Similarly, flip-flops will also be triggered only at the negative edges. Only at the negative edge you have to see the input and flip-flop output will be written. So this is waveform for the flip-flop outputs. Okay. So these are the two types of flip-flops we have: pulse triggered and edge triggered. So your master slave flip-flops are pulse triggered flip-flops. Master slave flip-flops are pulse triggered. So what is the meaning of pulse triggered? Output will change for the entire clock pulse. Okay. So for the same way we shall write the waveform for master slave also. So I will keep the waveform as it is. So now I will explain what is master slave SR flip-flop. In your basic electronics you have learnt master slave JK. So in your digital system design syllabus you have first master slave SR, then master slave JK. So now master slave, you know, we will have two flip-flops. One is master, the other one is slave. Okay. So here in master slave SR flip-flop, both master and slave are SR flip-flops only. Q bar. Both master and slave are SR. So first flip-flop, whatever we write, this will be called as master. Why? Because slave inputs are the output of master. Output of master will be given as input for the slave. So slave follows master. So this is slave flip-flop. This is also SR in master slave SR. Okay, Q bar. Okay. So we have clock, right? Listen very carefully here. So since this is master and this is slave, okay, I call this as master QM bar, and the final output I will call it as QS and QS bar, as these are the outputs from slave. And now clock is given directly to the master. Clock is given directly. So this is clock. But for slave flip-flop, clock is connected through a NOT gate. Very important connection, very important connection. Clock is connected through a NOT gate. Okay, but you can skip here. Okay. Clock is, if you want to skip. Clock is connected through a NOT gate. Okay. So this is the circuit of master slave SR flip-flop. We know the circuit of SR flip-flop. We need not write the circuit here. Logic symbol is enough. So this is going to be master, this is going to be slave. Okay. So, and very important, clock is connected through a NOT gate to the slave. This is the logic diagram of master slave SR flip-flop. And now let's see how the master slave SR flip-flop is going to work. For that, I will write the clock pulse. I will take one clock pulse. So your clock pulse will be like this only. But to explain the working of master slave SR flip-flop, I'll just zoom the pulse and I take. Like your pulse will be 0, it slowly rises, again it will be at 1, it slowly falls to 0, again it will be at 0. One pulse I have taken, just one pulse. Just one pulse I have taken. Okay. Now I will call this as T1, I will call this as T2, let me use another color chalk. I will call this as T1, I will call this as T2, okay. And I will call this as T3 and I will call this as T4. Just above the 0 line T1, just below the logic 1 it is T2, same T3 and T4. Okay. So now look at the circuit. This is the clock we are giving here. This is the clock pulse we are giving here. This is the clock pulse we are giving here. And you know that when clock is 0, no change in the flip-flop state, correct? When clock is 0, will your flip-flop work? No change in the flip-flop. Only when clock is high, flip-flop will be on. It stores some information depending on the inputs. So here what is clock? What is clock here? Initially clock is 0, right? Initially clock is 0. So here clock is 0. So if you are giving clock as 0, will your master flip-flop is enabled? You are giving clock as 0. So this is master flip-flop. Master flip-flop is not enabled. enabled. When you any flip-flop, when you are giving clock as 1, only then it will be enabled. Otherwise it will be disabled. Since you are giving clock as 0, initially clock is 0, master is disabled. Whereas you are giving clock as 0, so 0 through a NOT gate. What is getting? What slave is getting? Slave is getting clock as 1. Slave is getting clock as 1. Here you are giving clock as 0, but since you have connected clock through a NOT gate to the slave, even if clock is 0, slave is enabled, but whereas master is disabled. So till here, okay, master is, so I'll write it here. So till here now we have analyzed. So master is disabled. Master is disabled. Whereas slave is enabled. Am I correct? Master is disabled but slave is enabled. From here we are analyzing. Okay? Till T1. As soon as the clock pulse raises T1 from T1, so clock is becoming 1, but clock 1 here from T2 we have to take. So only when it reaches T2, now the clock is 1. So till T2 it is just like clock is 0. Till T2 it is 0. So till T2 master will be disabled. When clock above T2, now clock is 1. Now clock is 1. So now it is 1. Clock is 1 here. So clock is 1. So when clock is 1, master is enabled. Am I correct? When clock is 1, so from here master is enabled. Master is enabled till T3. Master is enabled till T3. Whereas if you are giving clock as 1, what happens here? Slave is getting 0. So slave is disabled. So slave is enabled only till T1. Slave, it is not till T2. Only till T1 slave will be enabled. After T1, when clock is rising, immediately slave will be disabled. So slave is disabled. Slave is disabled till T4. Till T4 slave will be disabled. But master will be enabled only till T3. Slave will be disabled till T4. Only after T4, what happens? Clock is becoming 0. So now clock becomes 0, slave is getting 1. So now the slave will be enabled. Okay, slave will be enabled. Whereas from here master will be, from here only master will be disabled. Okay, it continues. Okay, so let me explain again. T1 till T1 master is enabled. From T1 to T2, just have a look at T1 to T2. From T1 to T2, slave is also disabled. From T1 slave is disabled. Master is also disabled. This is very important. For a very short period, both at the rising edge and the falling edge of the clock. That means from T1 to T2 and from T3 to T4, both master and slave will be disabled. Slave is enabled only from here to T1. Master is enabled from T2 to T3. From T2 to T3, when master is enabled, slave is disabled. Again, slave will be enabled after T4, whereas master will be disabled from T3 itself. It is not confusing, we just write once, it is very simple. Slave will be enabled here, T1, and from T4. Otherwise, it is disabled. From here to here, it is disabled. Master is enabled only from T2 to T3. Otherwise, it is disabled. That's all. Okay. So, with this knowledge, now let us write the waveform for SR latch. As master slave SR flip-flop. How the output you are going to get. I will just erase this, but this concept is very important. See, when this is the clock pulse that we are going to take. When clock is 0, which is going to work? Sorry, when clock is 0. So here clock is 0. When clock is 0, clock you are giving directly to master. Master is disabled. Slave is enabled. Slave is enabled. But since master is disabled, no change in QM and QM bar. Will your slave is getting any input? No. No change in slave also. But when clock is high, master is enabled. So QM and QM bar will change. But since slave is disabled, these changes will not be transferred to the slave. But these changes will be transferred to the slave only when the clock is becoming 0. Okay, I'll explain with the waveform. I'll just erase this. Hope this is clear. Okay, so now just look at this. See here, clock is 0. So clock is 0. So when clock is 0, master is disabled, slave is enabled. So master is disabled. So let me write all the waveform QM, QM bar, QS, QS bar. Okay. So when clock is 0, master is disabled, slave is enabled. So what is the output of master? It is disabled because clock is 0. So SR, when clock is 0, what is the output? Same as previous state. Let us assume the previous state as 0. So it will be 0 only. Now clock is becoming 1. So when clock becomes 1, master is enabled. First let me write QM, then I take up QS. Master is enabled. Now we are writing the waveform for only master. So when clock is 1, master is enabled. So clock is 1. Master is enabled. What are the inputs for master? S and R. Am I correct? What is SR? Look at SR. We have given SR like this. So S is 1, R is 0. 1, 0. What is output? 1. Here, since master slave flip-flop is pulse triggered, 0, 0, previous state. 0, 0, previous state. So now clock has become 0. When clock is 0, what happens? Master is disabled. So when clock is 0, when clock is 1, master is enabled, slave is disabled. When clock is 0, again master is disabled, slave is enabled. Master is disabled. So when clock is 0, master is disabled. That means SR flip-flop will not going to work. So what is the next state? When clock is 0, what is next state? SR flip-flop. Previous state. What is previous state? 1. So now also it will be 1 till here. Again clock is becoming 1. Again master is enabled. But what is SR? So here S is 0, R is 1. So 0. Again here SR changing. 0, 0, 0 only. So now clock is becoming 0. So when clock becomes 0, master is disabled. So it holds the same previous bit. Again clock is becoming 1. So what happens? 1, 0. What is the output? 1. So it is 1 completely. Correct? So till here it is 1. Again here S is 0, R is 1. So what is the output? 0. So this is the, you just have to track, see what is SR and write QM. Only when clock is 1. When clock is 0, previous state. Okay? So this is QM. To write QM bar, you need not check anything. It is just the complement of Q. This is QM. QM bar is just the complement of QM. That's all. Don't see anything. You just write the complement. Now to write QS. This is QS. This is also SR. And you get QS only when clock is what? Only when clock is 0, here you are getting it as 1. So when clock is 0, you get QS output, slave output, because clock you have connected to a NOT gate. So when your clock is 0, for slave clock is getting 1. So when clock is 0, slave will work. Slave will be enabled, correct? So now, okay? And what are the inputs for slave? QM, QM bar. So now to write the QS waveform, you have to look QM, QM bar, QM, QM bar, okay? Hope the waveforms are seen. Okay, so you have to see only QM and QM bar to write QS. Okay, so now QS, SR flip-flop, inputs are what? QM, QM bar. Now clock is 0 here. Slave is enabled, right? When clock is 0, slave is enabled. You get the output QS. What are the inputs to write QS? QM, QM bar. To write QS, you should not see SR. SR are the inputs for master. So for to write master output, I have seen SR. But to write QS output, you have to check QM and QM bar. So QM, QM bar 0, 1. 0, 1, what is the output? SR flip-flop. This is 0, this is 1. This is QM, this is QM bar. 0, 1, 0. So 0. 0, 1, 0. Till here. When clock is 1, slave is disabled. So no change. Don't look at anything. Only 0. Previous state is 0, now also it is 0. Again 0. Here clock is becoming 0, right? Now slave is enabled. What is QM? 1. QM bar 0. Now QM is nothing but yes. QM bar is nothing but R. 1 0. What is the output? 1. So 1. So don't look at the input when clock is high. When clock is high, slave is disabled. So you have to see the output only here next. When clock is 0, 0, 1, what is the output? 0. Same. When clock is 0, 1, 0. So what is the output? Here it is becoming 1. Like this. Okay, so this is QS. QS bar is just the complement. No space. I just write it like this. Just the complement of QS. Just the complement of QS. Okay. So now have a look at the waveform here. Have a look at the waveform. This is QM bar, intermediate signal. This QM and QM bar, or I'll just take QM. You just compare QM and QS. QS outputs are same, but only the difference is, it is just like QM output is shifted for one pulse. See, QM is 0, then it is becoming 1. See, QS is becoming 0 and then it is becoming 1 here. So this QS output is completely shifted by one pulse. Am I correct? As because when clock is 0, master is disabled. Only master output you get when clock is 1. So clock is 1, master output will be here. When it will be transferred to slave? When clock is 0. So the inputs whatever you are giving, for that output you will be getting only at the end of the pulse. Only at the end of the pulse. Here master output will be here when clock is high. But slave output you don't get as you are connecting clock through a NOT gate. Only these outputs will be transferred to the slave when clock is 0. See, this is here you are getting QM, but this QM is transferred to slave here. 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. So QS and QM outputs are same, but it is shifted for one pulse. Shifted for one pulse. So hence, when we write the logic symbol of master slave flip-flop, I write it here. So when we write the logic symbol of master slave flip-flop, how to write the logic symbol? Inputs, outputs, correct? What are the inputs? SR, clock, correct? So what are the outputs? Q bar you can write. Okay, or you can write QS bar. So otherwise let us call this as Q and Q bar. But since, as I said, since the output is postponed at the end of the pulse, in the master slave flip-flop, we write like this. This is very important. In your logic diagram, if you are writing like this, it is master slave. It is clear that it is master slave SR flip-flop. Okay, so this indicates postponed output indicator. Postponed output indicator. That means in master slave flip-flop, output of master will be postponed at the end of the clock pulse. Output is postponed. So at the end of the pulse, we get the output for the change in SR. That is what your master slave flip-flop. So this is master slave SR flip-flop. Next class we will see what is master slave JK flip-flop. Okay, thank you.